K-pop fans, I just want you all to know that we still not have come to a consensus on how to handle punishment related to our baby's opinions. As we all know in the K-pop community, it's forbidden to have a negative opinion of the genre, and so we are still debating on what kind of legislative measures are needed to be taken when our idols hate their own songs. Do we deliver indictments? Is it really on that level, or will that only divide the K-pop community further? I think we made great progress on last week's Starbucks K-pop legislative session. Tea was bought, tea was brought, tea was spilled, and most importantly, tea was hot. We're all intellectuals here and looking forward to passing a much needed bill. We cannot allow for such slander around here, not in my household. If you saw my last video, you'll know that Haechan of Girls' Generation has had strong opinions of her group's music over the years. Fellow member Hyoyeon has also shared her opinions on SNSD songs in the past, most particularly with the 2008 song Kissing You. The cute concept song featured the members using lollipops as props for the choreography. Some took to it, while others' bodies rejected the overly saccharine delivery. On an episode of Strong Heart back in 2009, she revealed her growth in dance by her interest in popping and locking, including serving as silhouette boa back in her pre-debut days. She developed a strong confidence in her skills. However, fast forward to months after her debut in 2007, Girls' Generation came back at the beginning of 2008 with Kissing You, a stark contrast to what she was invested in. And at the time, she felt that it did not fit what she wanted to do and contemplated quitting Girls' Generation to study abroad and study the dances that inspire her. She reminisced about the experience again in 2021 on an episode of Tell Me Something about how she was the only one who did not feel comfortable or get along with the concept. I get it though. Kissing you, I have boundaries. My introverted ass needs like 5 days before we even get to that base. GOT7 is a very talented group with many massive hits and eclectic B-sides to their credit. I think very few would dispute that, except maybe GOT7's own Youngjae. While promoting their then new 2019 album Call My Name in an interview with Korea Times, the main vocalist was asked what his favorite B-side was. He replied that they were all so-so, and said that he was just trying to be honest. Okay, tell me how you really feel, Youngjae. But then again, when you also look at the album's credits, it appears that the members had less creative freedom compared to the other albums of theirs, so that could have explained some of it. The other members shared differing opinions in that interview and called the album sexy and fresh. And now, looking back in hindsight, was this really the foreshadowing of what ended up happening with them within JYP? Where was my tea in that pre-COVID, less jaded time?
Fire truck.
Back in 2016, SM Entertainment debuted the new NCT unit, NCT 127, with the song Fire Truck with heavy hip-hop elements. The boys served unique neo styles that pushed gender norms and androgynous looks. In 2021, on an episode of MMTG Civilization Express, the boys discussed how they felt that era was a test for them. Leader Taeyong even reminisced how fellow member Mark complained that he did not have any confidence at all. It was an interesting time for the boys, but they managed and gained confidence over time. However, member Haechan also said in a video on their YouTube channel NCT Daily back in 2019 that he wishes he could forget the entirety of the first album, including Fire Truck, saying, "I want to delete the Fire Truck album from my life." Okay, maybe not exactly like that, I was just channeling RuPaul. This was because he was 16 at the time and felt that he developed into a much better vocalist since then. He was reflecting back on his time, saying he did not sing well, where it came off as childish to him. Well, of course it was childish. He was 16. He probably couldn't even drive a fire truck, for crying out loud. Eric Nam was interviewing ASTRO's Jinjin on the Daebak show back in 2020 when he managed to squeeze a confession out of him. He said, "We were involved in the choreography. There was nothing we didn't like about that," Jinjin said, then slowly revealing, but to be completely honest, our song's lyrics. Eric Nam couldn't help but laugh as Jinjin offered up the example "Yababa, look at me" from their 2016 song Breathless. Jinjin continued to explain that while they didn't have much creative control early on, they eventually were granted more and more freedom in the direction of their career. According to him, they went from basically singing whatever they were told to having 300 to 400 different songs to look at while putting together their, at the time, most recent album. As interesting as this was, both of them felt it was funnier to recite lines of old ASTRO songs as seriously as possible, rather than pursue more about the creative freedoms. Might I suggest what Super Junior did to make fun of their old songs? A musical. I got you, little I got you, little. Might as well parody your cheesy songs to hella back, am I right? Back in 2016, JYP himself appeared in an episode of Sister Slam Dunk alongside Girls' Generation member Tiffany and comedian Kim Suk. Kim Suk asked JYP if girls were allowed to say if they did not like the song. Tiffany interjected and said that the girls typically aren't given a choice. JYP then shockingly revealed, "I usually tell my singers that the song has to make their heart beat, but for the first and second albums, they have to sing what I tell them to," which resulted in laughter, and then he added, "Wonder Girls' hated Tell Me, and Miss A said they hated Bad Girl, Good Girl to death." Both of those songs were huge hits that put both girl groups on the map in Korea. They each won many awards for those songs, including the grand prizes, so while they can say they hated them, they got their careers from them. Therefore, I just want you all to know that I have documented all of this as evidence and will be filing charges against the ladies in the coming weeks. I felt attacked, and this is unacceptable. Stay tuned for the unfolding story, fam. Hey, by the way, if you're liking this video so far, please hit that like button for me, subscribe for more awesome K-pop content. It really helps me on this journey to 100,000 subscribers that I hope to hit this year. Thank you all so much for watching and for your support. Bling, bling, no need for in September 2018, while iKON was being interviewed on TVN's Life Bar, member Junhoe or Junhae let it slip that he wasn't actually a big hip-hop fan, the genre that was mostly associated with his group up until that time. The ordeal started when the other members were debating the merits of hip-hop versus reggae. When Junhae was asked, he confessed to not really liking hip-hop much, and in fact being more of a rock fan. When pressed, he admitted that the song Bling Bling had traumatized him due to how powerful it was. Thankfully, he said Love Scenario opened his eyes to enjoying hip-hop again. Of course, Junhae then immediately tried to throw B.I. under the bus and said he did not like hip-hop either, a claim B.I. instantly and vehemently refuted. And if you saw my personal favorite K-pop songs of 2022 video, you'll know that But You was one of my favorite songs of the year, and so it's nice to see them continue to experiment musically after this interview. Then again, I'm a hoe for retro sounds and will let a hip-hop concept die in a burning pit when I have to choose between the two. Rock is also up there as well, so I get it, Junhoe. K-pop fans recently have been divided over how K-pop idols are debuting at younger and younger ages, but many fans of today do not know that the legendary Boa debuted with her song ID Peace B at the very young age of 13 back in 2000. She has an incredible career and a string of hits, but many fans have noted over the years how she avoided singing her debut song for over a decade. Back in 2012, during her Only One era, fans gained some insight when she revealed on the KBS Cool FM with Hong Jin-kyung that she was embarrassed of the song, particularly for the Chicka Chicka Choo lyrics. She went as far to say that it was a banned song in her life. I don't know about you, but I chicka chicka chewed last night. We've all chicka chicka chewed at some point in our lives. It's nothing to be ashamed about. Luckily, Boa finally relented and sang on JTBC's Hidden Singer, as well as her special concerts in the following years. Before they had their amazing collaboration of Hate That, Key of SHINee and Taeyang, Girls' Generation back in 2018, sat in an episode of Cheongdam Kichen to spill the tea on their least favorite songs of theirs. To the surprise of many, Key revealed that he really hated performing the 2010 repackaged song Hello that came after the darker Lucifer, saying, "I really hated promoting Hello. Thinking back on it now, it was a song that we needed, but I really hated performing it back then." But then he dropped a bombshell saying that he hated the very popular 2009 song Ring Ding Dong, the song that helped them gain the more widespread attention. He explained, "It wasn't a problem of personal taste, but I had a difficult time during Ring Ding Dong. Everywhere I went, I heard Ring Ding Dong playing. I didn't even want to hear the song's name. I think I heard it over 1 million times. I would be sitting in a quiet car, but Ring Ding Dong would be playing in my head. Yes, exactly, Key. It was a song that was addictive for many of us. It was fantastic and elastic. Perfect for any ding-dong, I might add. When you compare the music between Dreamcatcher versus MINX, you would never know that they came from the same overlapping members. Very different concepts. After Dreamcatcher re-debuted with 2 additional members in 2017 with a much darker concept, the bright and cheery MINX days were a thing of the past. Over the years, fans would repeatedly bring up the 2 MINX title tracks, but members Dami and Hyoyeon were usually the most opposed. Forced aegyo was not Dami's thing looking back. With the original group not receiving the attention they were hoping to get, this was an unfortunate era for the members to endure before pivoting and coming back as the new and now much more successful Dreamcatcher. The members are now more open to talking about MINX a little more these days, and just this last October, the girls finally embraced their roots and performed a septet version of Love Shake for Halloween, but for quite a while was considered an off-limits topic to bring up to the members. Fine by me though, I am all about the darkness and human sacrifices they engaged in these days. I find that much more relatable, honestly. For many years, K-pop fans and armies have stated that BTS hated Paradise. You would think this was well documented with evidence, but from my research, this all stemmed from a TikTok allegation. Simply because this is the only song BTS has never performed live from their Love Yourself collection. That's it. Because they never performed it, fans assumed they hated it. However, fuel was added to the fire when fans on a live stream requested Jungkook to sing the song, and he claimed to not know it. This later ended up being because he knew the song by its Korean title Nagwon and not by its English title Paradise. Suga later revealed that the song did help him get through the COVID pandemic as it provided comfort for him. Some armies now like to think it's an inside joke within the fandom, but there are plenty of fans within the fandom who still think that the statement is true, but in reality, it was more just a false assumption and telephone game gone wrong. Which is honestly another day in the K-pop fandom when you think about it. Hey, that's it for part 2, K-pop friends. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do a part 3 later on. Thank you all for watching. Please do not forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons for me. Check out many more of my videos while you're here, and I shall see you next time.